Good morning. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Chicago in person and at home. I am Natasha Walker. I'm a member of the First U Committee on Ministry. And I'm honored to welcome you to worship this morning, along with our worship team, Rev Dave, Liz Kreslin, Adam Odell on music, and Liz Tolbert, I think, is going to be doing Time for All Ages. First Unitarian Church has been a home for progressive religion in Chicago and beyond since 1836. The church sits on the western shore of Lake Michigan, south of the Chicago River. We honor the indigenous peoples for whom these are unceded ancestral homelands, as well as the diverse and vibrant indigenous American communities who make their home here today. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of children, youth, and adults. A people of many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific list of things we believe, but the values we share and the mission to grow our souls and heal the world. Whether you just stepped into this church for the first time or for the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God, all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. No matter your race or who you love or how much money you do or don't have, you are welcome here. If you're a visitor, we're excited to have you with us. Welcome. Please let us know that you are here by filling out a visitor card, which I have. It's this one with the rainbow. It's in the back of the seat in front of you. Making sure to include an email address and dropping it in the offering plate when that comes around. It will ensure that you get our weekly newsletter. If anyone has a joy or sorrow that you would like to have read aloud, please fill out a card that looks like this, which is also in the seat in front of you. You fill it out and give it to one of the ushers as they collect the offering. If you would like the minister or pastoral care committee to know about privately, you can put cards in the sanctuary box, which is on the back, at any time if you don't want it read aloud. Please join us after the service in Chris Moore Parlor for refreshments and good conversation. To get there, you can go up the stairs to my right, follow the crowd, or ask anyone to guide you. And we're going to do announcements. There are a few things on the back of your order of service. Immediately after today's service, there's a fellowship hour, which we just talked about, but there's also going to be a screening of the Everything in Between documentary, which is kind of giving some history of the church and the interior, explaining some of the symbolism. So if you would like to stay for that, we would love to have you. This week, there are a few things going on. Tuesday, we are having the First U band practice. If you're interested in have a musical inclination, maybe play an instrument or want to sing, you are welcome to that on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Wednesday night is the senior support group at 3 p.m., as well as the First U community meal on Wednesday. I've heard we're having soup and bread, and there will be wine, if that's attractive to people. And we'd love to have you bring a friend. And then Thursday, there is the First U choir rehearsal. So if you're interested in choir, want to come out and sing, all abilities, we're interested in having you. Any other announcements? Everybody good? Okay. Oh, yes. Oh. What did I do with it? Thank you, sorry. The faithful defiance of authoritarianism. There is a meeting, it sounds like today at 1 o'clock at 53rd Street at Nichols Park. To show opposition to authoritarianism, the Social Justice Council is sponsoring weekly public gatherings to affirm our common pro-democratic values and counter the autocratic actions of elected officials and their appointees throughout our current government. If you have questions, you can see somebody in the back for a flyer. Other announcements? It is good to be together today. We are going to do a chalice lighting first, and Laurel, who's our guest, has offered to help me out. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Think of all the choices you've already made this morning, using your exquisite power of rational thought. You decided what you would eat, whether to brush your teeth, what you would wear, maybe whether to watch a little TV this morning, and before any of that, the very serious decision of whether to get out of bed at all. Now, think especially of the choice you made to come into this house, to sit with these people next to you right now for purposes unknown. Oh, my beautiful reasoning animals, you have figured and worked your way through so much to arrive in this place, so much more than my little recounting does justice to, right? So today, congratulate yourself. Feel a fullness of yourself. Feel a fullness of one another. We are honored to receive you. And now, we might wonder together, for what reason have we come here? So many of us have no certain or spoken idea, at least, only an instinct or a habit or an inner insistence, a reckless experiment underway, maybe. Or maybe for all of us, it's not really an idea or an explanation at all, but simply a hope upon hope, connected to the deeper parts of things. Did someone bring you here today? That's a possibility, too. The people in our lives who say, come on, get in the car, we're going today. Or did something call you here today? And now I invite us on this day to listen together. What is it that is calling to you? What expectations do you have for this moment in our lives? How much can you expect to be changed in this one precious hour? I invite you to feel an emptying of yourself. I invite you to breathe, to reside in the moment of hope. It might take less and be more than you ever imagined. Come, my friends, let us worship together.
Please rise in body and or spirit and join in singing our opening song, number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
this time, we would like to invite all of our youth up. Good morning, everyone. So, today I'm going to tell you about a story called A New Song. Once upon a time, and once upon a time in a small town, much like our neighborhood of Hyde Park, there was a small Unitarian church with big, beautiful windows. And the youth and the adults got together in the church every Sunday to sing together. They sing the same songs every week, ones they knew by heart. One year, the church felt very heavy. The church felt very heavy. The storms began to come. People began to worry about their jobs. And overall, the neighbors weren't so kind to each other. They came to church every Sunday, and they still sang the same songs. But it was different. Their voices were heavy. They sang slower. One day, one of the girls in the church, Amaya, during children's time, raised her hand and said, "Why do we continue to sing the same songs if they just make us sad?" So the Reverend, he smiled at Amaya and said, "You know, Amaya, the book of Psalms, one of the oldest Psalms book there are, has a saying that says, 'Sing a new song.' So that means we don't have to sing the same songs. We can change our voices and our hearts." So the choir director did something different. He asked everyone to try something. They began to sing the same songs, but different. They added hand claps. They sang slower and then faster. And then something happened. People began to smile. The voices grew stronger, and everyone began to be happy. Then everyone came to realize we don't have to sing the same songs. When we're in a funk, we can change our voices, and in time and in turn, that changes our hearts. And we began to sing a new song, and in times when things are hard, we remember changing our voices will also change our hearts and change everyone else, and in turn, we will be better. Thank you. This time, we would like to send our youth off to their classes and invite you to hug your neighbor.
Am I good? Are you want me to do any more?
Each week we take up an offering in order to fuel the ministries of this church that we might transform the world. And in recognition of the fact that we aren't doing that work alone, thank goodness we share our plate. This month, our Share of the Plate partners are Med Global. We were grateful for our forum, particularly on trauma, ongoing trauma and starvation in Gaza last week. And we're sharing the plate with the Chicago Food Depository, which is the main organization addressing food insecurity here in Chicago. We have a program where we go over and work a food pantry over in partnership with the COP and AME Church over on South Michigan, and that is fueled by Chicago Food Depository. And so if you haven't done that yet, please take the leap and join the team. It's a couple hours on a Monday, and you get to meet usually, 150, 200 people as they do their weekly shopping, and it is good cheer, actually. That's what our resources here will fuel. In the new month, we're going to be sharing our plate in October with the Hyde Park School of Dance. Hyde Park School of Dance has been our longtime partner, and we cohabitate together, and we love the way that they are creating opportunities for people to express themselves, and they create that opportunity regardless of wealth and regardless of social location, all these things. So look forward to that next week when we're also having our Uniting Voices birthday party and our Blessing of the Animals. Holy moly, cacophony in the making. Do not miss next week. Bring your ferrets, bring your ocelots. We're going to have a really wonderful time. Today's offering will now be gratefully received.
Please rise in body or spirit for our centering song. So first off, I will teach it. Sorry, having a cable problem here. Sing and rejoice, Let all things living now sing and rejoice.
Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice.
Again.
Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice.
Please note that it says, let all things living now sing and rejoice, not the ones who feel like it. Let's go for it, everybody. So now, up next, we're going to do this in a round. Piano side will start. You will be with Ken. And then we will have the pulpit side do the second part of the round. You will be with John over here. Here we are.
Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice, let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice, let all things living now sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice now, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice.
Thank you. You may be seated.
We share with one another our joys and our sorrows as a practice, not that it be reserved for Sunday morning, so that it might be an everyday event to be open with those we care about and give them an opportunity to care about us. Do we have any cards from the offering plate? No joys and no sorrows. This is a very flat line kind of. No, we have joys and we have sorrows. Let me lift up a few joys of my own. Let me make a plug for this practice of the offering plate. If you fill out a card, it could be something from your own life. It could be something you're celebrating someone else and want to shine a light. It could be something you're carrying for the world, right? Like, is it mine to be worried about Gaza alone? Oh, I won't fill out the card. But part of our practice is each of us brings the worries of the world with us on our shoulders, and we know that we're not alone. And so when we speak it aloud through the card, we lift it up for everyone else. And so it's a little bit of collective practice of acknowledging what's happening in our world, so it's not pastor-centric. So I invite you each week to fill out a card when you come in and leave it there. You can also shoot me a note. And I'm telling you, if you have an event in your life that will be important to you 5 years from now, that's the test. You say a word to me, and I will break all rules and walk over to you with the microphone, and you can say the word and share it, and we'll bear witness to the milestones of your life. Because I love that. I love that. Today I want to lift up a few things. I want to lift up the joy of stuff we got cooking in the spring. One is on this Hyde Park Jazz Fest weekend, when it's the International Year of Jazz month. We're going to be a setting for our own little jazz festival. Kent Richmond, who is our man of jazz in this house, is putting that together. It's a passion project of his, so look for that in springtime, and we're going to use it as a chance to invite the whole neighborhood into this house. The next thing we'll do in April, and this I give a shout out to Andrea Ferguson, we're going to have an alt prom in April, and the theme is a little bit through the decades. What does that mean? What does that mean? We got through the decades in the house, and every half hour we're moving another decade in music and in dance and in celebration and maybe even in snacks. And we're going to have a Hyde Park-wide alt prom in late April. Put both of those things in the back of your mind. Back of your mind. Okay. I got one more joy. News release came out on Friday. I don't know if y'all remember the Unitarian Universalist Advocacy Network of Illinois. Now, we've had Reverend Scott here. He's the founding executive director of that for years. And we've had Reverend Scott here. He organizes this group organizes our legislative action network and lets us have political influence on the issues that are impacting people's lives. Scott is retiring. Sad, sad. They announced the new executive director on Friday, and it's Natasha Walker. We feel joy about that fact. I said to her this morning, I shared that press release with the board, and then our vice president shot me. He said, "You got to tell the worship associate to congratulate Natasha first thing on Sunday morning." And I said, "Well, we're going to hold it, so I'm going to do the congratulating on behalf of all of us. Thank you for stepping up to lead. This is a place I hope we nurture and cultivate leaders that continue to step up and lead us where we need to go. Thank you for that." Is there anyone else who has an important, that 5-year, something you want to share that's on your heart? I got space for one. That's it. Then I'll say the closing word for all those today who are feeling isolated and alone. Know you've got people who care about you. For all those who are facing physical challenge and illness, know we are praying for your healing. And for all those who carry the worry of the world on their shoulders and filling their minds, we join you in letting those things go, that your mind and heart may be filled with light. Amen.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Those who attend regularly know that it's a little bit of a new song for us to, the book of Psalms is a little bit of a new songbook for us here, even though it's the oldest songbook there is. So before diving into the reading, I just wanted to say that regardless of whether you read this text every day and it's long meant something to you, whether you long ago discarded your copy or you've barely been exposed to it, I invite all of us, I've got you in mind, and I invite all of us to try to hear these maybe familiar words with new ears today, as if for the first time. From the book of Psalms. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. Sing to the Lord, bless God's name, proclaim God's victory day after day. Tell of God's glory among the nations, God's wondrous deeds among all peoples. For the Lord is great and much acclaimed. God is held in awe by all divine beings. All the gods of all the peoples are mere idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Glory and majesty are before God. Strength and splendor are in God's temple. Ascribe to the Lord, O families of the peoples. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory of God's name. Bring tribute and enter God's courts. Bow down to the Lord, majestic in holiness. Tremble in God's presence, all the earth. Declare among the nations, the Lord is king. The world stands firm. It cannot be shaken. God judges the peoples with equity. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth exult. Let the sea and all within it thunder. The fields and everything in them exult. Then shall all the trees of the forest shout for joy at the presence of the Lord, for God is coming. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the earth justly, and its peoples in faithfulness.
Today, in the interest of singing a new song, I would like to lead us in an improvisatory singing exercise that I learned from a Jewish song leader. And for those of you who are on Zoom, we will have the space coming through to you. If you would like to follow this activity as well, you are welcome to. I don't know which camera I'm on, but hello, hello. The way that this activity will go is we will start with a brief moment of silence, and then I'll get us started off on singing just a unison note. And so I will sing a note on some vowel. You can join me on that note in your octave. And if you don't know what that means and you sing a different note, that's totally okay. That's the theme of all of this. And so we will start off trying to all find the same note in our own voice. And then as we transition out of unison, we will move into harmony, where you can sing a different note. And you may sing that note for as long as you like. Take a moment to breathe, take a moment to listen, find a new note to sing. And then after we've created a harmony, we will then move into melody, where you may sing whatever little thing you want. If you want to do a little just a little something, or if you want to keep singing harmony, you may. And then we will find our way back the other direction, going from melody to singing harmony to finding hopefully a unison together. It does not have to be the same unison we started with, and then a brief moment of silence. So all that I ask is that you give this a try, knowing that there are no wrong notes no matter what you do.
Let's let that amazing experience just sink in for a minute. Receive the benefits of that practice. Thank you, Adam. Singing seems like a simple process, but so much happens every time that we sing. Just now, even just physically. We decide to sing. We breathe the air in through our nose, down the windpipe, filling the lungs deep into the belly. Air that may have once been the breath of a dinosaur or a whale or an ancient harpist or a renowned orator or an ancestor, a loved one, a neighbor, a friend. We hold the air inside our bodies for the length of a musical phrase that we've chosen to share with the world, that just now we chose to add to our collective voice, until the air is dispersed and the intention to sing is made real. Whether we are performing or alone in a car or with others who join us in song, the sound spreads through the air as the air leaves our belly, through our mouth, forming itself into the sounds that the world around us will experience. If others are lucky enough to be present, their ears receive the sound and perhaps they're changed by it. Perhaps their mood is shifted. Perhaps they are encouraged and inspired to join in singing. Perhaps the song or the style is new and they learn something that day. Perhaps they share their new mood or their song or their learning with someone else who is changed in turn. If nothing else, we as the singers hear our own voices. We feel the air coming in and out of our bodies, and perhaps we are changed in some way as we sing. Perhaps we are comforted or connected to a loved one or a past version of ourselves, or drawn towards a vision of who we want to be in the world. We accomplish all that from inside our own bodies, right where we are. In singing, we transform ourselves and our surroundings from the inside out, quite literally. Sing to the Lord a new song, we hear in today's psalm. Why sing a new song? Why not sing the old favorites? Why not sing Spirit of Life more? The ones that we know always cheer us up every time we hear them, the ones that never fail to get a party going. Why not stick to those? If you're me and my bluegrass band, why not just play Rocky Top 5 times fast and call it a day? People seem to like it. There are lots of songs already. Why innovate? Why write Psalm 96? There's already 95. The psalmist says, "The world stands firm. It cannot be shaken." This sounds like something to celebrate, and of course it is. We rest and rejoice in the knowledge that the earth is solid under our feet. The creatures and the natural cycles continue around us, giving us no larger a place and no more consideration than we deserve. And maybe that is a way that we can understand the divine justice that the psalmist is talking about. As Unitarians and Universalists, we are not big on theorizing about God coming back at the end of time to judge people. We're diverse in many ways, but one thing that we mostly tend to agree on is that what matters most is this life here and now. Yet I wonder, if we look at ourselves from the perspective of nature, can we find something like this divine justice? As Mary Oliver puts it in Wild Geese, which the coming-of-agers will now be familiar with, it's number 490 in the hymnal if you want to reference. As Mary Oliver puts it, meanwhile, the world goes on. Is there equity in viewing humanity from the point of view of the geese, the landscapes, to borrow more of Mary Oliver's words, the prairies, the rivers, the sun, and the clear pebbles of the rain? I answer maybe. The jury might still be out on that one. If not justice and equity, might there at least be comfort? And I answer, I think so. So we are grateful for the firm foundation of the world, for the opportunity to realize that our place in the interconnected web of all existence, it might be a little smaller than we sometimes imagine. We can celebrate with the psalmist that the world stands firm and cannot be shaken. And also, isn't there plenty that needs shaking up and shaking off? plenty of history, plenty in our lives and in the world that is completely, absolutely, and fundamentally at odds with notions of justice, equity, and faithfulness. Perhaps that feels more obvious now than ever. Those systemic injustices and even those constraints in our individual lives can feel as unshakable as the world. And in fact, there are things like that that we as individuals cannot act to shake, to change. So many things are out of our control. Some huge proportion of those things that are out of our control fall into two categories: the past and other people. It's easy to feel trapped by our own histories, our choices, our mistakes, our reputation, our habits, and by choices that others have made, whether those people are far away or right in our own homes. If you've ever felt trapped, then you probably remember the feeling of wanting to escape. That's a feeling I was leaning into for plenty of my life, unintentionally. I've always loved the feeling of a new school year, a fresh start, a chance to make a new first impression on new teachers and new classmates, to leave behind the dramas and disappointments of the previous year. As an adult, I've escaped cities, apartments, jobs, neighborhoods, moving on to ones where I could start fresh, until the habits and patterns and frustrations and the errors and petty embarrassments started to build up again, until they started to resemble another trap. Sometimes leaving is necessary, but I eventually realized that I needed to learn how to remain. As a lifelong UU who gradually developed a deep sense of spirituality over my youth and adolescence to the puzzlement of my agnostic parents, I long felt I might be called to ministry, but in my confusion, I was searching for the church or the faith that would announce itself to me as right. It was a relief and a revelation to eventually realize that I wasn't going to find my place by encountering the right building, the right community, the right text, the right tradition, the right song. Rather, the transformation needed was inside myself, and it consisted primarily in my own power to choose and commit. That power to choose is something that we each always have, whatever the constraints, sometimes severe, on those choices may be at any given time. Singing a new song, which is to say, changing our situation, starting from inside ourselves. This is a skill necessary for one who chooses to remain within a community. It may not involve literally singing. To successfully remain in community, we need to be prepared to meet those moments of feeling trapped with a readiness to be differently. We all fall into patterns, and like Adam's brilliant prelude demonstrated, we need to be ready to shift to an unexpected key, strike an unexpected note or chord, change things up. When we've had the same argument with someone a million times, we can choose to pause and do something different this time. Maybe it's someone in our family, someone in our lives. We can choose to rewrite the script. When we've been missing someone because we've been too angry or afraid to repair a relationship, we can be the one to reach out. We can decide that this time we will give $1 to our neighbor who's down on his luck, or that this time we will not pick up the phone when someone calls to drag us back into a past that we've recovered from. We can decide at any moment that, as strong as the urge is, we'd rather keep ourselves company than invite the world in through our smartphones. We don't need a New Year's resolution. Shana Tova to all who celebrated Rosh Hashanah this week, by the way. But any time at all, we can choose to let the past stay where it is, unshakable, and decide for ourselves what we are going to do now. Transformation from the inside out doesn't come with the fresh start that you get when you move to someplace no one knows your name. Had a lot of those. You may not even have the fresh start of a new school year, a new calendar cycle, a new week, or even a new day. The truth is, we don't need anyone or anything else to wipe our slate clean and start anew. We have it within ourselves to choose to start fresh any day, any moment. We need not be constrained by our past, as constraining as it can feel. The realities will still exist. They are firmly established. We get to choose the song we sing in response. May it be so.
Please rise in body and or spirit and join us in singing Now Let Us Sing, number 308 in the great hymn. 368, sorry. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the joy within. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing to the power of the joy within. Now let us sing to the power of the joy within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the joy within.
It's our practice here to take hands, if you wish, with someone near you. As you go, may your world rest on a firm foundation. May you take your place in the family of things. May you find comfort in the old favorites. And may your new songs spread seeds of transformation in yourself, to those around you, and throughout the world. Go in peace.